Grandiose events in nature never cease to amaze, inspire, and frighten us. There are plenty of enthusiasts in the world who love to hunt for picturesque shots. The main thing is not just to be in the right place at the right time, but also to manage to get out unscathed when the situation becomes dangerous. You are on the Top Facts channel, and today we will see a compilation of stunning one-in-a-million moments, iridescent clouds, thousands of fish on the shore, and volcanic eruptions. Enjoy watching.
跟日落，然后这边你看是彩云，然后刚下个雨还有彩虹。
This guy hit the jackpot. He saw and filmed 2 sunsets, a rainbow, and a lightning show all at once. Wow, what luck. It is unlikely that such a thing will ever happen before his eyes again. Have you ever seen anything similar? Unusual weather conditions in China and the refraction of light through ice crystals in the sky caused a rare natural phenomenon. Eyewitnesses felt awe while observing beautiful clouds. Someone called them rainbow fish, and someone claimed they looked like a dragon's head. What do you think?
You're here. Do it again.
There is so much electricity in this air that you could charge a phone. Do you know what this phenomenal place is? If so, let us know in the comments. Sometimes precipitation falls in an incomprehensible form. How do you like something between cotton candy and soapy foam?
I have never in my life seen anything like this.
Never in my life have I seen anything like this. Hail of such sizes tells me that having a covered garage is simply a necessity. Moreover, rain pours non-stop and breaks tree branches, tearing off leaves. Eyewitnesses cannot believe their eyes. I do not envy those who found themselves without shelter in such bad weather. It seems that the fury of nature only intensifies. The Great Smoky Mountains in the southeastern United States have become home to millions of fireflies. Unfortunately, their population is shrinking because there are not many places with virgin nature left on the planet. It is a pity because watching such a miracle will never get old. Do not be afraid, this fish will not burst, even though it swells before your eyes like a soccer ball. It allows you to play with it, but such a reaction is a diversionary maneuver. In a moment of threat, it tries to deceive a potential predator by posing as an equal opponent. Or it becomes prey of an inaccessible size for a smaller hunter. A spiky ball cannot be swallowed. It is amazing how everything happens exactly the other way around. Underwater, air fills holes in the same way that on the Earth's surface water fills them. You can marvel at the endless wisdom of nature, play with them, and feel real happiness when you suddenly surface into a true air pocket in an underwater cave. Perhaps this is the luckiest fishing trip in the author's life. He does not even have to do anything. The fish jump on board by themselves. And this is how seabirds fish. They land an assault team. In March 2025, a 1,000-strong shoal of sardines was thrown onto a beach in India. Scientists said the rare phenomenon was caused by a change in water temperature. But for the locals, it looked like a miracle. Have you ever seen so many fish at once? A river of fish flowing in the desert suggests that all biblical prophecies must come true on schedule. Abundant gifts of the sea in the form of thousands of sardines continued all day. There is now so much fish that you can fill the freezers and not go fishing or to the market for a year. When you see such a burrow in the sand, it does not necessarily have to be a crab's home. There may well fit a well-fed octopus. Some potholes in roads are not just holes but lairs for huge snakes. That is not her problem that someone decided to build a road here. She is at home, and you will wait until she goes into her apartment. If you think there is nobody in beach sand, you are deeply mistaken. There are plenty of such long carnivorous worms. This bass performance is nothing other than an alligator's mating call. Apparently, he saw a suitable partner in the plot's author. Shall we dance? It is one thing when you pass by, and a huge alligator follows you with a steady gaze from the shore. Quite another when he quickly turns around and follows your boat. Feelings change instantly. If you are afraid of snakes, you had better skip this segment. You have never seen so many snakes in one place. And it is certainly not the most suitable place for a walk. It turns out that turtles can stack in piles and sleep, burying themselves in soft mud. Well, with such a long life, they have plenty of time to sleep. They keep advancing and advancing, simply a living plot from a Stephen King horror. And what if they all attack at once? Just one night of work, and a castle of webs covered all the Australian plains and roads. A colony of spiders regularly visits some regions to arrange an exhibition of such masterpieces of nature there.
Oh, my battery's dying.
Whale watching is mesmerizing. When they are this close, the boundary of reality blurs. You are as if in a fairy tale. But the instinct of self-preservation should still prompt that they can overturn your boat with one accidental movement. Therefore, it is good to know when it is time to steer home.
Oh my gosh. Should we move? Oh God, he's on the boat. Okay, maybe we should move.
All means are good in fishing. Someone uses a rod, and someone uses a paw. Tourists had to share this pool with a polar bear, and it seems the stick did not scare him at all. Keep in mind, sometimes the goals of people and animals coincide. Everyone wants fish, not a fight.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
These guys got a charge of positive emotions when they went to explore the expanses in a hot air balloon. They even managed to observe a real safari. The sight of a running herd undoubtedly charges you with untamed life energy. And besides, it is much safer than watching such an event from the ground. I can imagine the noise, dust, and pounding there. Even if you travel in an aircraft at a great height, be ready for company. A bird decided to rest in flight. Right. Why flap wings if you can simply perch on someone's tail? The 29th of January, 2020 was a terrible day for Houston. Thousands of birds collapsed on the city, filling everything. No one knows the reason for this curse. Perhaps you can clarify the situation? Comment and share your thoughts. Can you imagine wind so strong that it carries away an entire waterfall? On the right, you can see the Ram Waterfall, which is 300 meters high, and the squally wind that turns this stretch of road into a scene from an apocalyptic movie. It literally blows the water streams sideways. Surf waves mercilessly smash boats against the coastal rocks. It is painful to watch, but you cannot help. Apparently, calm seas are usual in this area. It is hard to believe that wind power can move this liner that weighs 230,000 tons. The wind pushes it like a toy. It decided to crash 2 ships and achieved this.
Kissing it. Oh, connection, baby.
When a powerful storm hit a Scottish harbor, it seemed that the ferry also did not want to stay on the water and tried to park on the shore. Can you believe that such waves can be on a river? It is really so, and the reason was a very close passage of the moon near Earth. That is what caused such a fantastic tide. Where did this lively fountain come from? Surely there must be a spring under this dry tree. How do you think this could have happened? Share your thoughts in the comments. This wonderful tree is not from a fairy tale. It grows in Madagascar, and its magical pattern is provided by a colony of fungi that have occupied such a convenient space. We do not know whether the tree feels good with these fungi, but the fungi clearly thrive. What is wrong with these trees? Are they angry, or do they have something to say to the world? As the saying goes, it has piled up. This video is a nightmare for allergy sufferers. There is so much pollen on these trees that visibility disappears, and even those who have never suffered from allergies will start sneezing. In Taiwan, you can see a unique phenomenon, a mud volcano that spews methane. Do not stand close. It is a dangerous show.
Oh my god.
These people were boating, admiring the beauty of the canyon walls, when suddenly it seemed to decide to please them even more and showed how an entire layer collapsed. The delight was boundless, and only an experienced guide who saw the big wave rolling straight at them kept repeating, "Back up, back up." Carelessness in nature is an unaffordable luxury because any unplanned event has consequences.
Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up.
The Bogdanovich Glacier in Kazakhstan is one of the remarkable tourist destinations where you can observe truly unearthly landscapes. This is not a flight of ghosts. Just an updraft regularly arises in this hole, so the author of the video was not afraid to part with his thing. He knew it would be returned soon. Even from afar, this tornado looks rather sinister. What would you feel if you knew it was where your friends and neighbors live? It is high time to start worrying, as the authors of this video say. They hope their loved ones are all right.
I feel bad.
Well, it should be north of her place.
Watching a tornado is full of adrenaline when it is right over your head and can move closer at any second. So while we have these seconds, we do not waste time and aim for online fame. We film an amazing video. In 2019, a huge tornado rose over the countryside in Romania. A powerful air vortex lifted huge clouds of dust into the sky for hundreds of meters. A sight more typical of the American plains than of European nature. This tornado hunter shows us his fearlessness and luck. Few manage to intersect paths with a hurricane and part peacefully. Would you dare to rush into the thick of events?
Oh, that is scary. Oh my gosh. Ooh, look at that.
This eyewitness filmed the breath of the earth. Can you imagine what will happen if it decides to sneeze? I would never have believed that this was possible if it had not repeated several times. Are trees capable of moving on their own? Of course, it is large layers of soil sliding, but it all looks quite a Where your car was a few seconds ago is now a pile of earth. This driver manages to quickly get away from the landslide in reverse, but we do not know how the neighboring car fared. If I were in those guys' place, I would not stand so close. Where does such confidence come from that everything will be fine if a landslide starts right above your head? Continuous rains in Southern California triggered several landslides that eventually blocked roads, swallowing the infrastructure underneath. It does not look so scary, but if you imagine that all the roadways were buried under slurry, it becomes unnerving. That feeling when the ground slips out from under your feet, carrying trees away whole and almost taking your van. A landslide is when you lose your footing. It is amazing how people are drawn to natural incidents. Look how briskly they run to the landslide to film it. One should think about how firm the ground they are standing on is. What if it can also slide down like a sliced piece of cake? Why do men, as a rule, have a shorter life expectancy? Surely because they think filming landslides on their phones is a good idea, although the best option would be to get away from it. Would you also first run to film all this? And in Italy, an entire patch of meadow with a tree slid down like a green carpet. Now it can cover the bald spot on a neighbor's plot. This crater is called the door to hell, and it seems that it is wide open and entry is free around the clock. Residents of Hawaii sometimes get the chance to watch lava flows right from their backyard. That is exactly what happened to the person who filmed this video, an impressive fountain. Here before us is a calm pier scene, and a second later, a catastrophe. The boat is gone in an instant, yet millions of viewers got bright footage and convincing arguments about how dangerous a thunderstorm is. The holiday turned out bright but short. The whole family had to evacuate. Do not worry. No one was hurt, but they certainly had a good scare. In 2024, heavy rains provoked a huge landslide in Peru, and the ground literally split into dozens of pieces, the largest crack stretching for 2 kilometers. It turns out our idea of solid ground is shaky. A stunning show. The eruption of the Hunga volcano, which was so powerful that the shockwave was felt in 11 neighboring countries. This guy decided to test the lava. Maybe he had potatoes with him and was hungry. You can roast anything on such coals, but it is better to keep away from a river of fire. This is what a rockfall looks like in all its glory. View from above, view from below. From below, of course, it is safer to observe, but from above, more spectacular.
This is how a rock slide looks from
An earthquake of magnitude 7.5 on the Richter scale tears asphalt like wet paper towel. It is not easy to walk on such a surface. You are thrown from side to side all the time, and at any moment, a large crack may open under your feet. A rooftop pool is a luxurious structure, but it is completely unprepared for a strong earthquake. The water sloshes out, like from a shaking cup. The main thing is not to be inside it at that moment. That is how our episode turned out. If you liked it and want to see the next part or something similar, write about it in the comments and give us a like. Subscribe to our channel, and very soon a new episode on another interesting topic will be released. In the meantime, watch one of our previous videos that have already appeared on your screen.